Well, welcome back again, everyone, and today I am reviewing a very interesting sounding cigar. This was actually suggested to me from a friend of mine at the Cigar Box in downtown Columbia. This is the La Palina El Diario, and this is the Toro version. There we go. Find the camera, Tim. 6x50. Nice looking cigar. There's the band. There is the density. This cigar has a nice feel to it in the hand. I like to talk about that and tell you about the weightiness of a cigar. This cigar has it. This is the background on the cigar. Of Honduran origin. The wrapper is a Honduran Corojo 99 Rosado. The binder is a Honduran Criollo 98 double binder. The filler is Nicaraguan Corojo 99 and Criollo 98. So you see why I'm interested. This is a lot of good sounding ingredients. It's rolled in the Raíces Cubanas factory in Honduras for La Palina Cigar. So there we have it. This should be a good cigar. I'm looking forward to it. And Scott at the Cigar Box downtown did recommend it because he knows I like spicy cigars. So Scott, don't let me down. There we go. There's the cigar again before we get to it. Very nice looking medium brown. As you can see, it's got a few, the light in here really shows if it has any ridges or what have you. It's got a few. Not a big deal. Let's see how it tastes. Alright, real quickly before we get started, I did purchase this cigar at the Cigar Box. It was around $10. And this is the only sample I have. So this will be a review on my first impressions. So let's get started. Draw is a bit firm. Very doable, but a tad firm. Very sweet and spicy right off the bat. The pepper is coming through nicely. Let me give it a minute here before I decide on the intensity. It's a very sweet, juicy spice, and I'm getting a combination of a very juicy, sweet orange and cedar. And it is very good right now. I'm getting also coffee notes, maybe a touch of background leather. So it's a very sweet, juicy orange, citrus, and cedar with coffee and underlying leather notes. At this point, the pepper would be about a 6. And so that's where we're going to leave it to start with. I will let it just sit just for a minute and be right back. Well, I'm about 3/4 of an inch in or so, and the cigar is pretty much like I left you last. Your lead flavors are the orange, citrus, and cedar combination. It is sweet and there is some richness there. The underlying coffee notes, and there is that subtle leather, and I'm picking up a sweetness on the par of a white chocolate. So you've got that sweetness of white chocolate there too, and you have to know what white chocolate tastes like. It's nothing like regular milk chocolate. There's that white chocolate taste, and it's nice. So the finish, we haven't spoken about that. It's pretty much a sweet cream. There is some very sweet notes to it, almost making it taste a lot like a straight vanilla. But it's creamy, so let's call it a sweet cream. There is a touch of lingering pepper. Not a great deal, but some. You can feel it. So the cigar right now stands at maybe medium bodied at best. That's okay. I want to see how it progresses, but there's some nice flavors at this point, and I'm enjoying it. Well, I guess I'm about 1.25 inches in. We've got the bending ash going on. But look how evenly it's burning. It's just the ash is turning as it goes. Not a big deal. Turning it into a candy cane, I guess. I don't know, Christmas. The cigar has made a few little changes. The orange citrus is really decreased, and in its place there's shown up nutmeg. So cedar and nutmeg now, with that white chocolatey flavor. And the leather is a lot more prominent now. As a matter of fact, that white chocolate has sort of filtered over to the finish. So you've got a cream and a white chocolate combination. Odd, but that's what it is. And the lingering pepper seems to be a little more intensified. Other than that, the cigar is going along nicely. I'm enjoying it, although that is really a strange bend of the ash. Of course, you see that sometimes. But the flavor of the cigar is very good. The white chocolate sort of coats your palate too. Even now, I can taste it. So very thick flavor. So the cigar is going along nicely. About 1.25 inches in. Well, I'm pretty much at the midpoint here. And the update on the flavors is this. The nutmeg is your lead flavor, quickly followed by the cedar. It is now rich and continues to be sweet. The leather and white chocolate notes are a little more subtle. The coffee notes are there, but they're in the background and sort of remain constant. And the pepper is still there. It's decreased just a touch, maybe at a 5 now. The flavors are really fairly balanced, but on the front end, you get little wisps of cherry on the initial draw. It doesn't last long, but it is nice. It's noticeable, and I thought I'd let you know about that. The finish is still pretty much of a sweet cream, and the white chocolate notes are there, but they are subtle also. And the pepper is lingering somewhat. So the cigar is medium bodied, hasn't changed there, and it's going along nicely. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It has a nice flavor combination. Well, I'm down to the band, into the final third, and the cigar is extremely balanced. The cherry notes hung around for quite a lot longer than I thought. They just recently pretty much disappeared. But the initial flavors of nutmeg, cedar, white chocolate, leather, coffee, they're all so balanced right now. You can pick them out individually, but they're all balanced, almost equal in all amounts. The cigar may have ticked up a touch in body. It may be medium to full right now. And the finish hasn't changed, the pepper hasn't changed. Those are constant. So that being said, I'm still enjoying it. It's very good. And I'll remove the band here and come back probably, unless something changes, to wrap it up here very shortly. Well, as you can see, we're down to the end, so I'm going to wrap it up. The cigar made a little interesting turn here at the end. In the previous segment, I told you that the cherry notes went away, and they did, but they came back, and what they did was take the place of the nutmeg. So now these cherry notes have combined with the cedar notes, which make an interesting flavor, and the richness is still there to a degree. The sweetness is still there. The other notes of leather, coffee, white chocolate, pepper, they're all the same. And the finish remained pretty much the same. The cigar ended up touching on full body. You can actually feel it. Obviously, there is enough Lajero in here that you can feel the cigar's fullness. And that surprised me. And that all this took place in the last quarter. It built up to full body, but it didn't get there until the final quarter. The cigar was very good. I appreciate Scott suggesting it to me. So this was my first experience with the La Palina line, and the El Diario was a very good cigar. This was the Toro size. I have enjoyed this cigar to the point where I'm giving it a score of 92. Very good cigar, and there are others in the La Palina line that I've also heard they're very good. I might want to try those, but that pretty much wraps this La Palina cigar up. The El Diario gets a score of 92. This is a Toro size, and again, thank you, Scott, for suggesting it.